Salvete discipuli. Today's rather short video is the last lesson in chapter 14 in Latin for the New Millennium, volume 2, and you're finally going to learn how to form adverbs in the positive degree. Now, you actually know how to use the adverbs in the comparative and superlative, and we're going to actually review that in this video as well. But actually, you've never really learned how to form adverbs from adjectives in the regular positive degree, okay? So let's remind ourselves about adverbs. Some words are just adverbs, right? Like ubi, ibi, semper, saipe, cross, hairy, hodie. All of these are adverbs. They just are what they are. Very few adverbs actually that are just that's what the word is. Very few of them actually form the comparative and superlative because that's not really the type of adverbs that they are. However, just like in English, adjectives can be made into adverbs. Now in English, we make an adjective into an adverb by adding the suffix ly, right? So clear, like a clear voice, becomes clearly, like I heard her voice clearly, okay? Beautiful to beautifully, free to freely, brave to bravely, happy to happily, powerful to powerfully, so on and so forth. Now, you can do the same thing in Latin. You just have to know the rules. You add one letter if the adjective that you're making into an adverb is a first, second declension adjective, and you add different ones if it's a third. So to make a first, second declension adjective into an adverb, you add a long E onto the adjective base. It's that easy. So clarus, clear, becomes clare, clearly. Pulcher becomes pulchre, beautifully. Liber becomes libere, freely. Okay? To make a third declension adjective into an adverb, for the most part, you're going to add iter to the adjective base, except if that adjective base ends in an nt, you just add an er. Okay? There are only a few adjectives that this will affect, but the one that you know and the one that is most common is potens, okay? So fortis, brave, becomes fortiter, bravely. Felix, happy, becomes feliciter, happily. And then potens, because its adjective base is potent, becomes potenter, powerfully, okay? Now, as always, there are some irregulars, and these are just ones that you have to know. Okay, and some of them you've been working with for so long that you understand this irregular adverb almost instinctually, right? Bonus, good, doesn't become bone, it becomes bene, and you've been using bene for a very, very long time, okay? Magnus becomes magnopere, just irregular. Malus becomes male, and it's only irregular because the E isn't long, okay? Multus. Now again, you've actually learned the two adverb forms of multus before. You've learned multum, which means much, and in this chapter you learned multo, by much, okay? Parvis isn't parve, like you would expect, it's parvum, okay? So in a littly, in a little way. Focalist does not become facilitor for whatever reason, becomes facile easily. And again, you've actually had that vocab word as an adverb for a very long time. Tristis becomes triste, sadly. Again, you would expect it to, if it followed the rules, to be tristitur, but it's not. And then tutus. Now, tutus does sometimes follow the rule. Sometimes safely is tute, but more often it's actually just irregularly going to be tuto, which to mean safely, okay? I just have this on here to remind you how how to form the comparative and superlative of adverbs. For the comparative, you add ius to the adjective base. For the superlative, you add isime to the adjective base, except for the six special lis adjectives like focalus, grocculus, difficilus, similus, dissimilus, and humilus. They form their superlative adverb by doubling the L, so it's lime, okay? And then any adjective that ends in an ER in the nominative singular, it doesn't matter what declension adjective it is, will form its superlative adverb by doubling the R, so it's reme. And I have a couple examples here that you might want to just, I don't know, write down as a review. Longe, longius, longissime. Hey, that works exactly as you would expect. It translates a little differently though, because it's far, farther, farthest, not long, longer, longest, or because that's adjective-ish. Okay. Libere, liberius, liberame. Double that R. Pulchre, pulchrius, but pulcherame. Again, doubling the R, just like you expect. Celeriter, Calarius, Calarame, humiliter, humilius, humilame, so on and so forth. Also remember there are irregular adjectives for the comparative and superlative, irregular adverbs, like bene, melius, optime, but you actually learned those before, so you're good. That's just review. All right, I hope you took good notes. I will see you in class, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Walete.